869 elo. And we're going to focus on the red player. Okay. Oh, that's, it happens. I do that occasionally too, accidentally, like, don't hold shift and then they go. You can just build that. As long as you build that before you need it, then it's fine. It's not a big deal to send them here. Okay. So in this matchup, you have camels in the mid game. So if Franks just goes knight spam, you just go camel, but then he's going to go pikes. So it's like you kind of need something about that or against that. So I think how you want to play this matchup is probably like archers into camels. Like archers and camels is great. If he goes pikes, you just kill the pikes with the camel, or sorry, with the archers, crossbowmen, and then you just have camels for the knights. It's pretty good. You have gold bonus, so your gold lasts longer, and you collect it faster. So monks use a lot of gold, so you can use the Malian bonus for that. And of course, making a monastery, making stables, making archery ranges, you're all of those things are benefiting from the Malian wood discount. So all your buildings are discounted as well. So you're okay to play multiple unit types a little bit more with Malians because they have gold bonus and then they also have cheaper buildings. So makes it a little easier to afford things. Ooh, a little bit of a problem here. Oh, nice catch there. But obviously this is a lot of idle time just by walking around with the units here. So, you know, we need to be a little bit more smooth. You should always have one sheep under the TC next to them. Like this guy should be here. You don't want to send it at the last minute. You just put it here and then you shift queue. Or ideally you select them all like this, right click this, and then it will stack on top and then you shift queue to it. That's the best way to do it. So 4 on wood is going to be way too much unless you're going to go for an early barracks for a Dark Age rush with the militia. And Malians still don't even need to do that. Luckily the opponent's idling like forever, so it's okay. But oh, he's just housed. Yeah. So, well, you get players who are new at this level, of course. Yeah, here we go. How to play this game? Me big dumb. Yeah, check out the How to Improve series and a bunch of stuff. Basically, what I do here is I play at the top 100 level, not quite pro level, but pretty good, I must say. And I focus on the educational aspect of Age of Empires 2. So we like to learn a lot on this channel. And yeah, so this channel is for all those new players who want to get better at the game. Yeah, so at this elo, honestly, just once you find your res, just auto scout. It's just, you don't need to worry about the scouting right now. Just auto scout. Once you're like 1k elo, then start doing the scouting and stuff. But the auto scout is completely fine at this elo. It's whatever. You don't even need to find your own stuff. If you auto scout from the start of the game, it's going to find all your stuff. Then you can focus on, for example, not losing a villager to the boar, not idling for 33 seconds, not sending 4 to wood, just send a 3 to wood. It's going to be fine. 4 to wood is okay if you're going to wall a lot. Actually, my beginner build order that I'm going to come out with in, well, I don't know. I'm not going to put a time down, but at some point, the next video I'm going to be working on is going to include 4 on wood, but I'm also going to include walling up before Feudal Age. So yeah, that's one thing you can spend your wood on, but take a look at this wood count. This is what I'm saying. We're floating already 300 wood.
What can get me that 4x likelihood for the next raffle?
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Fresh Ace J. Yep, that's a good reason to get a sub. But yeah, look at the wood that we're floating. And if you think about it, what can we spend wood on in Dark Age? We can buy a mill. Okay, we're going to need that. We can buy a barracks. Well, if we're not making militia in Dark Age, we don't need a barracks early. We can make early farms, but I mean, we need a mill first for that. We can buy walls. So I think the main thing that you spend the wood on here is walls and the mill. But we don't need like 400 wood. Especially as Malians, they get 85 wood mills. It's, yeah, a lot cheaper. So if you're going to float this kind of wood, you really need to be full walling. And this map, when it's the desert map, usually the wood lines are a bit bigger and closer to the TC, so it's easier to wall on desert map. If you see the green style Arabia, it's usually hard to wall and it's really open. That's one thing that you can keep in mind is, so the desert map, there's extra food because there's elephant or rhino. Those things have 400 food instead of wild boars 340. And then the wood lines are easier to wall. Okay, so don't be worried about like decay here. You should just take this sheep with some, because look, these vills can't even get around this. and they're just wasting a lot of time. Like, they're not even working for almost a minute. And I mean, that's like 30 food per villager. You basically missed out on like 50 food just by sending them all here instead of just taking some sheep and gazelle. So double sheeping is completely fine. But guess what? You're clicked up. So number one thing, when you click up, now is the time to balance your economy. So you click up, and then it's like, okay, what do I want to do for the next stage? How do I want to balance my economy? You know about this wood line? Let's make another wood line. So we want to have generally 9 villagers on 2 wood lines. Even 10 is fine. Or 7 villagers on 1 wood line. Just as a general rule for almost any build, unless you're doing like a very specific one. 9 on wood for 2 wood lines. 7 on wood for 1 wood line. That's going to be good. So the efficiency of taking the stragglers is not great because there's extra walking time. So you want to create another wood line down here. Maybe make 1 vill wall. Yeah, there we go. 1 vill wall this, wall here, wall here, wall here, wall here. Beautiful. These should have been up earlier, but it's fine. Okay, make the wood line here at least. Good. You generally don't want to send out the weak vill, so that's another thing to keep in mind, just because, well, he can get picked off a little bit easier at the wood line, so he could become a farmer earlier. But look, we have so much wood. You're going to make a mining camp? All right, fair enough. I would just have these vills taking the food right now, because that's going to be too much wood. Because if you think about it, what can you buy in the next stage? You don't even have a barracks, so you can't make a stable, for example. You can make some farms, but you still have sheep, so you want to take the sheep before making farms here. And, yeah, so now that you're up, number 1, first thing you need to do is you want to get double bit axe. Pretty much always. You just get double bit axe instantly. I would say at this elo, you should always get horse collar as well, because it's just going to make your economy way better. And, yeah, don't skip horse collar here. Skipping horse collar is for the pros. Like, honestly, even at 2K level, horse collar is fine most of the time. There we go, horse collar in. But you have to finish the upgrade before the farms finish, otherwise it does nothing on those farms. So these 2 farms, they don't get any benefit from horse collar. This farm just barely came in before horse collar, so on 175. This is going to have 250 in it, though, because it came in after horse collar. So we want to be a little bit more careful. Yeah, about that. It's just one of those little things. Forgot to drop the barracks. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, it happens. You're full walled. So, honestly, don't even worry about attacking. Just make farms, get to castle age, make knights, or make camels. And you're going to win games. Okay, we don't need a blacksmith right now. You have to think, okay, I'm going to make a building. What am I going to use this building for? The blacksmith? What are we using the blacksmith for? We don't even have any military. So instead of the blacksmith, we should invest that wood into more farms. More houses behind here. Getting a market. Something like that. Also, you misclick these. So they're all taking from this fruit bush. They should be taken from the close one. We want to be just looking at the vills once in a while and paying attention to if they're taken from the wrong bush, for example. But yeah, exactly. More farms around the mill. You have too many on berries. Let's just make farms around the mill instead of the blacksmith. Because the blacksmith, it's not being used. It doesn't need to be created yet. We're going to put the range here. I would have just put it on the wall. It would have been fine. So we are going to get into archers. It's a little tricky, though. A little tricky. So if you're going to go into crossbowmen, but you're going to start making your units sort of late, you need to be on 3 ranges, pretty much. Because, well, knights from 1 stable is going to beat... it's going to beat crossbowmen from 1 range, of course, because knights are just stronger. So even 2 range, if you go 2 range archers, and he's on 2 stables, knights, he's just going to have more than you. He's going to crush your army. So you pretty much need to be on 3 ranges from this point if you're going to go archers. And... yeah, well, Malians, they have cheaper buildings. It's not that hard to get. And then with the faster gold mining, you know, you can definitely do 3 ranges. You don't really want to assemble too much here, though. We definitely want to get to Castle Age, but you pretty much have the farms. One thing, we definitely don't want to double layer the farms when we don't even have single layer on this side of the TC. So make sure to utilize this side of the TC as well. It's just one of those things where it costs you literally nothing to just put them over here. Well, I mean, it's slightly more walking time initially, but it's going to increase the efficiency, and it basically doesn't cost you anything. So just having faster farmers for nothing, just by placing the houses better, or placing the farms better. I mean, they look nice. There's no holes that are unnecessary, but yeah, they need to be on this side. This farm is going to block this, but yeah, anyways. Okay, I like that you canceled fletching, because you don't need fletching until you go out. This Phil's been standing here forever, though. But so we need to... That tells me that you're not using the select all idle villager hotkey. So you just want to periodically press select all idle villagers, and eventually it will just... You won't even be paying attention, and just it'll select some vills, and it's like, okay, well, I have vills that are idle. Let's get them to work. You just want to be selecting them. Just occasionally. There we go. There, you used it, and she just came out of nowhere. You were like, oh, my berries are done. I'm going to select all idols, and then she just came along for the ride. So that was good. But a little bit earlier. Want a few archers to keep scouts such nights away. Yeah, sure. Do you have time for my Rex later? Oh yeah, I owe Ectorino one. So yeah, we can do those. Let me do one more. I'll do one more lottery after this, and then we'll do Ectorinos. I think did you send 2 over or something, or was it even more? Anyways, okay, floating. Yeah, we're pretty much ready to go up now. Oh, yeah, cancel that and go up. So I'm just worried about you getting outmassed here, right? This is what I'm saying. He's Franks. He's going to have an easy time spamming knights. We're going to need more ranges. 2 ranges, but remember, 2 range archers against 2 stable knights. Well, his knights are just going to be stronger. 2 knights is going to beat 2 archers, so we need more mass, so we need 3. You can't really support 4, but like 3 is fine. Again, we clicked up to Castle Age. What do we need to do? Number one thing, we click up to the next age, we rebalance the economy for the next age for what we're doing. So, what does that mean? If we're going archers, how many farms do we need? How many gold do we need? How many wood do we need? Generally, wood, you don't really need to think about. It's just whatever the leftover bills are, because you're just setting your rally point to wood anyways, so it's just extra. Okay, we're making a stable too. But what I see here is we only have 3 on gold because we didn't think about eco balance. We have 18 on food, which is going to be way too much. That's like if we're making knights. 18 on food, 18 on farms. You have auto reseed on, which it's kind of hurting because, well, these are the 3 farms that didn't have horse collar. So imagine you didn't have horse collar, all of your farms are going to be expiring soon. So you did get horse collar for all the other ones, so they have a little bit more wood so that they aren't going to expire early Castle Age, which is good, but I mean, you don't need this much food. Also, I think we stopped archer production a bit. We just don't have the gold, so we're not really set up. I like that you plugged this hole, though. That was good. But we're not really set up to actually make units because we want to be making gold units. We have 3 on gold. So, yeah. Mentally repeat the balance eco at age. Yeah. You click up to any age. Feudal age, Castle age, Imperial age. You need to be thinking about the eco balance that you need for the next age. Clicking up to Imperial age, I mean, yeah, make sure that you have enough on gold to make the units. But yeah, the first 2 ages especially. Really important to get that eco balance going proper. You sent here, but I mean, you're already up, right? So it's like you realize you didn't have enough gold way too late. But at this point, you add TCs, but guess what? You do not have map presence. Like, the opponent should have more knights. He doesn't have enough knights yet. I think, well, maybe he was also up a little bit later. But yeah, he's going to have knights, and it's going to be scary. You can't really afford anything. And look, as I'm saying, too much on food. So, crossbowman, you need enough for bodkin arrow and crossbowman upgrade. And then you need to be able to support the TC. And you like to have bowsaw. So you do need to have some food income, but not 18. I would say if you have 15 farms, it's going to be fine. So, like 15 farms maximum if you're going to go crossbowman in the next age. And then 10 on gold. Like 9 or 10 on gold is pretty good. 9 or 10 on gold is pretty good for 2 stable knights as well. And that's going to float you a little bit of gold for upgrades while also being able to keep these ranges going. And then everything else on wood. Whatever that may be based on when you clicked up. And then you'll be able to make TCs. So one thing is that you should have made a 3rd TC as well. 3rd TC here, great. You have so much floated food that making the TC it's like it's free. Because you have so much food anyway. Like, we're making farms. So one thing, again, we're back to, you need to think about why you're adding a building and don't just randomly add stuff. Because these farms, if you look at your food count, you have to be like, oh, wow, I'm floating so much food. Do I really need to make more farms? No. What can I spend my wood on? A TC? A monastery, maybe? Maybe we fortify this entire section with houses so we never have to build houses again. Maybe we can go to stone. Oh, we did go to stone. Okay, maybe we send some more villas to stone. Something like that. Maybe we make a third range. That could be pretty good. Maybe we make a university. All things cost wood that will be useful. But making more farms right now is like... Okay, well, we already have lots of food income. Obviously, eventually we want to make farms, but there's an order to things. So, yeah. Been in the bad habit of floating wood, so I'm like, yeah, spending it is better than just sitting in the bank. Exactly. The first step is to get in the habit of just spending your wood, and then the second step is spending it intelligently, basically. So, I mean, you got the first part going, right? So, that's good. But we're going to get crushed by these knights. Again, like, if he's 2 stables, your 2 ranges, he's going to have about as many units as you. He's going to crush you if he gets in, so... Yeah, you see this, and you have to be like, oh, dang, I'm not going out. Hopefully you see this hole as well. But, yeah, he won't be able to get in. You do need to repair, though. If he brute forces it, he will get in. Although he doesn't have +2 armor. So, yeah, without +2 armor, it's pretty bad. He got +2 attack, which is definitely not what you want. Wow, he almost got in, but even if he got in, you had enough crossbowmen. He lost, like, 3 guys for free, so that was really good. Yeah. And, well, your economy is ahead. But imagine you were 3 TCs. It would be even more ahead. So generally when you get up, it's either 1 TC with like full military or 3 TC with boom with a little bit of military. You generally don't want to go 2 TCs. Because, I mean, look at all this res float. It could just... You can convert this res into more villagers by just adding more TCs. Yeah, opponent is failing so hard not getting the second armor. When you're going knights like this, you got to have a second armor super early against crossbow. He's kind of giving you his army. That's really good. You lost absolutely nothing there. So I would feel pretty confident now. If he loses his army, just in general, you have to be like, okay, well, he doesn't have army now, so we can go counterattack. Maybe we make a nice castle in the middle of the map. Something like that. You have map control for now. If you keep army production, he will never catch up in army. And, yeah. The perfect time to just establish map control. This hill, very important. If you take this hill, he can't go this area. So he has to go like down here or up here. He can never really attack you straight. And then you can attack straight to him. So, of course, you get vision in the center too. So controlling the center is really useful. It's fine, but I think putting it on this hill is better. In the middle. It's just going to be better. Yeah, this is close to the stone, but if it's here, it's close enough. Wait. Oh, that's the enemy. Oh. Wait a sec. You have map control, and he is making a castle in the middle of the map. So that actually makes no sense. So you needed to have some units just spotting for this. There's no reason for him to get this up. You just should go across the center of the map. You kind of snuck around the bottom, but it was not unnecessary because the opponent didn't actually have any military to stop you. If you just go across the center, what can he do? So trying to sneak around is good when you're maybe you don't have enough to fight his army. You want to get some vill kills or something, but you didn't need to be sneaky here. And because you were trying to be sneaky, he's able to get this castle up. You just don't see it. There we go. I like how aggressive blue is. Yeah, it is good to play aggressive. When's the best time to take stone? It really just depends. You do want to have a castle kind of up before Imperial Age for sure, pretty much in all situations, because you want to be able to get conscription. Conscription is just super cheap and very good for like almost anything that you're trying to do. But yeah, if it's a really open map, you could maybe go for a castle earlier just to protect a certain area. But or if your unique unit is good, you want to get the castle earlier. But in this matchup, you're probably not going to be making Gabetto. So I would say that you just want to have the castle up for Imperial Age for sure. But I think what you should have done here is you should have had all of your units come here, make the castle here, go to Imp, and then get conscription, and then just control this area. You can even go camels based on what Franks is doing. And you don't even need to upgrade the crossbowmen at all. You can get bracer on them. If you have like 20 crossbowmen, and then you go full heavy camel, well, what is he going to do? He's going to go Halb? Okay, well, you're going to kill all of his Halb with the crossbowman. Even Arb without... Well, you don't have bracer with Malians, sorry. But, Arb with no bracer, completely fine if you have like 20 of them. And then you have full heavy camel. If he goes Cavalier Paladin, which you probably will do, you have Camel. You actually like need Camel here because you don't have Halberdier. So if Franks gets to Paladin, well, you have to have Camel. It's the only unit you have as the Maulians. You're not going to be able to do mass monks. So I think establishing map control here, having your army, and then being able to push would have been the best play. But now he actually is here, so you have to get your castle like on this hill maybe, and then you push it back. But we needed to be up, so we're making a bunch of units instead of going to Imperial Age, and that's a big problem. Opponent should also be up, but yeah, if you were up right here, it's going to be a lot better. Making military is my biggest issue. Well, yeah, it's like you got to know when to make it and when to not make it. The moment that you won that fight, that was the moment where you can take control of the game and you can kind of do whatever you want. You can make more military and try and overwhelm and castle age in some situations, or you can just use the fact that you have a military advantage to get a nice castle in the middle of the map and go imp. There's a few things that you can do. Since you won the fight at your own base, it's going to take a long time to walk across the map. So the best bet, the best option is probably just to establish a castle in the middle of the map and go to imp. And then, you know, make military after that and then try and win with the technology advantage. Because the opponent, if he makes a bunch of military from that point, then he's never up to Imperial Age. You just kill him with imp units. If he goes Imperial Age, well, then you just have more military than him because you're on the same tech, but then you had the military advantage from earlier. So then you win that way. More range is not good if your unit can't be upgraded. Yeah. I would say you probably didn't really want to go more ranges here. As I said earlier, as the Maulians, you get some crossbowmen and then full camel. I think that's really the only way. Because, yeah, look, Franks, he's going to go into pikes. He's going to have Halb and Paladin. Exactly what he should be doing. And that's why you need to have Arb and camels. So you're on the right track here. But we needed to be imp. No reason not to just sell the wood and go imp. Oh, you're thinking that, but you didn't have the market. I see. So, yeah, you're going to sell the wood here. Well, if as soon as you realize it. And then go imp. Wait, do you have buildings? Oh, you have buildings. Okay, that's good. You need to get the castle going. I don't know what you're doing now. Now we're just kind of chilling. So just paying a little bit more attention. Oh, you're going to make houses, but, well, we need to click up. We're just getting further and further behind. But, well, it gets a little hard in the game this late. So I would suggest trying to win games a bit earlier at this level because you don't really need a lot of late game experience at this level. I think you want to keep things simple and play the game more when it's simple in the earlier game. So work on good economy management throughout Dark Age and Feudal Age, and then try and end it early Castle Age by just doing like Night Spam, or in this game, Crossbowmen with Camels. Would have been pretty good. So, yeah. Generally, I would say that you want to work on those early game skills at this level. Oof, he's really controlling this area. And these are Frank castles, they're cheaper, so you have to be a little careful. You know what we do on high level to these houses, or these farms that are in range? We just delete them. Because you're going to want to take the farms, but if you take the farms, the vills are just going to keep going over here and dying. So we just delete those farms. It kind of feels like a waste, but actually it's just good. Castle needs to come up somewhere, though. We don't want to make it too far forward because he's going to be making trebs here. But we want to make it, like, I don't know, in the economy, like here or something. It needs to be far enough back that you can send your camels to kill his trebs if he comes out. You don't want to make the castle, say, here, because then he just trebs you from here, and you can't kill his guys under the castle. It needs to be far enough back where his trebs have to step out of his castle range to kill your treb, or to kill your castle. That's what I'm thinking here. Okay, he did get in down here. Unfortunately, we just had a palisade gate, which dies in like 2 seconds. So it feels walled, but it's not actually walled. Ballistics definitely should have come in. And look, we're adding farms when we have 3k food and 0 wood. So we need to be a little bit more aware of what we're spending the resources on. Opponent's getting bearded axe. Wait, what? He's going axeman. Well, good thing you have these. The axemen aren't going to do anything. Okay, a little bit of a misplay by our Frank player, but it's expected. Okay. There we go. And yeah, he's gonna kill. Oh wait, is that the imp TC? No, don't put the imp in the in. Oh, we put imp in the forward. Oh, he killed the sheep with the treb. I've never seen that. Amazing. Wow, that was. Well, that's why you don't put imp in the front TC, right? Really bit you this game. You know what you don't need to do is kill these trebs, because you basically just throw all of your camels to kill one treb. And that's really not worth it, because now you're gonna just hard die to Paladin. Or even Cavalier. Yeah. And, well, we're just losing our army for no reason, so I think the game is over now. You actually got them, but, I mean, we lost all of the dudes. So it's gonna be really hard to come back from that. Nice attempt at a raid, but, again, you sent them in the front. Low-level players, they're always doing this, sending in from the front. You should send here and then, like, way to the back. Although, actually, wow, Blue is prepared. He actually has random pikemen back here, so really well done by him. But, yeah, there are targets usually more in the back of the base. Okay, nice job getting these going. Okay, if you get the final armor and you get light cav, well, I mean, yeah, light cav, final armor. Actually, I think it's possible. Look at the population. You actually have crazy army here. It's getting banking. Okay, that's kind of weird. Why is he? Wait, that's like only a team game tech. That literally does nothing here. Okay. I think I lose this one. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. There we go. So we're just missing light cav. That's really the main thing. Well, one of the things. Also, army doesn't need to be here. It should be positioned further back so that they don't just run forward. Man, why do we just have scouts? You're not Teutons. You don't need to place full scouts. Actually, so troll. You would have killed both the trebs and would have been able to just run to his base and raid with those. But instead, we just have scout cav for no reason. Ay. Obviously, you're getting a little bit overwhelmed in the late game here. It's tricky, but look at the idle TC, though. 12 seconds. Or 12 minutes, sorry. That's crazy for this level. Like, the opponent's idle TC is more normal, although he has a bajillion TCs, so makes sense. But still. Unfortunately, you have no wood in the back, so you did need to establish map control at some point. Imagine you got a castle on this hill earlier. You have access to half the map. But right now, this is so annoying that he has the middle of the map. And there's a paladin, so that's why you need the heavy camels. Unfortunately, Malians without halbs are quite difficult to play against this from the enemy. And, well, you lost 62 units to this castle, and you should have lost 0 units to this castle, pretty much. So you've lost an entire army, kind of just to an immobile building, which is very unfortunate. I think you've done some good raids, though. He's at a pretty low vill count, but yeah, it's over. You just don't have enough here. Hopefully that made sense, all of the stuff that we went through. But yeah, I think playing more to the early game is going to be going a lot longer of a way, because the way that the late game plays out at this level is just completely not how it should play out a lot of the time. Just because it's kind of influenced by what happened earlier in the game. So if the early game is solid, then the late game is going to be playing out a little bit differently. So yeah, I'd say focus on the earlier stage of the game. Don't sweat the end of the game. If you lose in the late game, then it's like, okay, whatever. We should really focus on the early game. Lost so many recent games in Imp due to not punishing in Castle. Yeah, exactly. I think you're better at eco management compared to your opponents. I think I've seen some games from you before, right? But yeah, we definitely need to be a little bit more aggressive in the early game. Don't just try and add TCs every game.